What is going on YouTube, and welcome to the video Packy Kicks. This is Steve here, and today for you guys I'm doing a top 10 video, and we're going to do the top 10 Air Jordans that were seen in The Last Dance documentary. As you guys know, last week The Last Dance documentary concluded, and it was a fantastic documentary in my opinion, just really good, highlighting the entire career of Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls up until that final season from 97 to 98. And if you guys have not watched it, I recommend watching it. And of course, throughout the documentary there are a bunch of Air Jordans that are seen throughout it, so I figured this would be a good idea to do a video on the top 10 Air Jordans that were seen in the documentary. Now, a quick little disclaimer before I get to the video, that this is like my own personal top 10. There are some shoes I might have left out because you only see them for like a little snippet here and there, but otherwise I think my top 10 is just my own personal opinion. It's pretty fair top 10. But again, before you get into the video, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. It'll really help me out as a YouTube creator, and I'll really appreciate it. But with that being said, let's get right into the video. Coming at number 10, we have the Air Jordan 9 OG. Now, this shoe was seen in episode 7 of the documentary when Michael Jordan made his transition from basketball to baseball, playing for the Birmingham Barons. And you see him wearing this shoe when he's like training for baseball and just practicing for baseball and stuff. And this comes at the number 10 spot because Jordan didn't wear this shoe as like a member of the Chicago Bulls. He mainly wore this for baseball. And I mean, not too many people, I think when they say 9s are their favorite Jordans, they don't really say this model is. And basically, other NBA players wore this shoe. And in my opinion, though, this is super underrated as a Jordan model. I think they look really nice on feet, and they're just really clean in general. You can't really go wrong with this white and black colorway. Jordan did wear this a lot off the court, but on the court he did not. So that's why this shoe comes at number 10. Coming in at number 9, we have the Air Jordan 10 Chicago. Now, this shoe appears in episode 8 of the documentary, and this shoe has pretty big significance because this is a shoe that Michael Jordan wore when he came out of retirement in 1995, and he had the famous double nickel game against the Knicks where he dropped 55 points against them wearing this shoe. And also in the documentary, you do see Scottie Pippen wearing the Chicago Air Jordan 10 when he's pointing to the camera and they see the Jumpman logo. And you know, this shoe is pretty cool. You know, Mike wore it throughout the 95 season when he did come back, and there's that significance, but he didn't wear it for too long. But you see also he wears the shadows in a few practices in the documentary, but mainly the Chicago appears what he wears on the court. And again, this is a clean shoe nonetheless. I don't have that shoe in my collection. I only have the Seattle 10s, but the 10s are pretty nice though in my opinion, and that's what comes out at number 9. Coming in at number 8, we have the Jordan 8 Playoff. Now, the Jordan 8 is a shoe that Michael Jordan wore throughout the 92-93 season, and this shoe is featured heavily in episode 6 of the Last Dance documentary, where Michael Jordan wore this against Charles Barkley and the Phoenix Suns when they played against in the 1993 NBA Finals. And Michael Jordan would win his 3rd championship in this sneaker in Game 6 of the Finals, and their Bulls would achieve their first ever three-peat. So this shoe does have really good significance when it comes to that. Out of all the shoes in his first three-peat, the 6s, 7s, and 8s, this 8's definitely the most weakest of the models, but they're still super clean nonetheless. They're kind of ahead of their time with the double strap that they had on them, and I think the 8s are just really clean shoe in general. They're really comfortable as well, so that's a shoe that comes at number 8. Coming in at number 7, we have the Air Jordan 7 in the Raptors colorway. Now, this shoe Michael Jordan wore in episode 4 and 5 of the Last Dance documentary, and he wore this shoe in the 92 season and the 1992 NBA Finals against the Portland Trail Blazers. And he's known for wearing this shoe because in Game 1 he had the famous shrug game where he dropped 6 threes in the first half against the Trailblazers, and he also dropped that many points because he had a grudge that Clyde Drexler was being compared to him as a elite player or against Michael Jordan, and basically he just proved them that he was the GOAT, and he dropped 6 threes in that half. And Jordan also wore this Bordeaux colorway in the Last Dance documentary. You see this colorway in a like practice snippet, and they point at his feet and he has these shoes on, and 7s are really dope too in my opinion. I think they're for me, they're one of my more favorite retros, but just compared to the significance of the Last Dance and being the other seasons, this one's just a little bit down below the list while others are ahead of it. But again, super clean shoe nonetheless, and that's at number 7. Coming in at number 6, we have the Jordan 14 Last Shot, and these appeared in episode 10 of the Last Dance documentary, and these are pretty popular because this is known to be the last shoe that Michael Jordan wore as a member of the Chicago Bulls when he hit his final game-winning shot against the Utah Jazz in the 1998 NBA Finals over Brian Russell. And this is the shoe that he debuted in the finals, and he had a really iconic moment in this sneaker, and the sneaker just overall really clean in my opinion. Now, this shoe is number 6 because even though he had an iconic moment in this sneaker, 14s are not the most favorite among Jordan collectors. He only really wore this during the finals. He didn't wear it any time afterwards. But in my opinion, I think they are super clean and just super underappreciated because Jordan's on feet just look really nice. And they just inspired by the Ferrari, and this black red colorway at the time just super clean in my opinion. So this is why the shoe's at number 6. Coming in number 5, we have the Air Jordan 4 in the bread colorway. Now this shoe appears in episodes 3 and 4 of the Last Dance documentary. You see Michael Jordan wear this shoe throughout the 89 season, and he also wears a shoe in the 89 playoffs. And he has the most iconic moment and arguably his most iconic, final shot wearing this shoe against the Cleveland Cavaliers in 1989 playoffs. That series went up to Game 5, and Jordan hit the last shot over Craig Ehlo to win that first round playoff matchup against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And you see him in the iconic photo up in the air, pumping his fist with this shoe on right here. And overall, it's just super clean shoe, just a super classic, Jordan colorway. Considered one of the best Jordans of all time right here. And even Phil Jackson rocked this shoe during the documentary. You see like a little clip of Phil Jackson in practice wearing the sneaker right here. And this is number 5 shoe right here in The Last Dance. Now, coming in number 4, we have the Air Jordan Retro 12 Flu Games. Now, Jordan wore the Jordan 12 in the 1997 NBA Finals against the Jazz, and this shoe was featured in episode 9 of the Last Dance documentary. And this shoe is obviously well known for being part of the famous flu game, or in the documentary later learn it's the food poisoning game, when Jordan was feeling really sick and he was just suffering from food poisoning. But he decided to play the game, and he dropped 38 points wearing the sneaker right here against the Jazz. And he would actually give the Bulls a 3-2 advantage in the 1997 NBA Finals, and eventually going to win his 5th championship against the Jazz wearing the sneaker right here. So that's why this shoe gets the number 4 spot, because that's that iconic moment of the flu game. And Jordan just showing his all energy just to be able to, how much he wanted to win the game and just, win that 5th championship at the time. So that's the number 4 shoe right here. Now, coming in number 3, we had the Air Jordan 13 playoffs. Now, the Air Jordan 13 is the shoe that Jordan primarily wore throughout the 1998 season and during the Last Dance season, basically. So the shoe appears in almost every episode of the Last Dance documentary. And you do see Jordan wearing pairs such as the Chicago pair and the He Got Game pairs throughout the season. And basically the 13 playoff version is the one that takes a spot because it's more highlighted in the documentary, such as the moment with Kobe Bryant in the 1998 All-Star game. That's a shoe that Jordan wore during that All-Star game. And also throughout the just playoffs in general in 1998, Jordan wore it in the series against the Nets, the Hornets, and the Pacers. So that's why the playoffs just get the nod for the spot. And overall, the playoffs 13 is a clean shoe. I wish I did have that colorway in my hands, but I only have like the Chicago pair and the He Got Game as well as the bread pair. But again, that's a clean shoe overall, and that takes a spot because again, he wore that shoe throughout most of the 97-98 season up until the NBA Finals. Now, coming at number 2, we have the Air Jordan 11 in the bread colorway. And the Air Jordan 11 was seen in the episode 8 of the Last Dance documentary. And Jordan wore this shoe throughout the 95-96 season when the Bulls won the 72 games. And this is the shoe that he wore during the NBA Finals when he won his 4th championship. And he won the championship on Father's Day. Now, Jordan did wear the Air Jordan 11, the Space Jam, and the Concord pairs as well. But I chose this pair just because it has more significance of Jordan winning the championship in this shoe. And also you had that iconic photo of him crying on the floor in the locker room because his father did pass away and he won the championship on Father's Day while wearing the sneaker. So he just had like an iconic photo in this shoe right here. And I think this color is just clean in general because of it being more close to the Chicago Bulls colorway. So that's why this shoe gets the number 2 spot right here. Now, coming in at number 1, the best shoe in the Last Dance documentary that was shown is going to be the Air Jordan 1 Chicago. Now, in my opinion, this is arguably the most popular Air Jordan of all time because when people think of Air Jordans, they probably going to think of a Jordan 1 and the Chicago colorway comes to mind. And this shoe was shown in episodes 2 and 5 of the Last Dance documentary. In episode 2, Michael Jordan wears the shoe against the Boston Celtics in the 1986 playoffs. And in game 2, he dropped 63 points in this shoe. Where Larry Bird describes Michael Jordan as God disguised as Michael Jordan because he had such a great game against them. And then Jordan also wears this shoe back again in the 98 season against the New York Knicks because at the time he thought that was going to be his last game as an NBA player against the Knicks. So he decided to go ahead and wear the Chicago Air Jordan 1s. And he had a great game against them as well in that shoe. So that is the number 1 shoe in the Last Dance documentary, the Air Jordan 1 Chicago. And that is my top 10 Air Jordans seen in the Last Dance documentary. Let me know what you guys do think of my top 10 in the comments below. If there's anything that I missed or any shoes that I missed in particular. Again, this is my own personal top 10s and what I feel are the top 10 shoes that were seen in the documentary itself. I might have missed a shoe here and there, but that's probably because the shoe was only featured for like a second in the documentary. So maybe that's why I left out a sneaker. But again, let me know what you guys think of this top 10. Let me know what your favorite Jordans were in the Last Dance documentary. And let me know what your favorite Jordan is in general. Please make sure to like this video as well as subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell to receive updates when I do post more videos, because I appreciate the support. And again, I appreciate you guys for watching today's video. Peace.
Just put a wagon in the driveway, you know I did. When I shoot my shot, just look a wild way it's going in.